So what's going on, guys? I am Black Ops Amazing. Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another Zombies Q&A on the channel, the series where I take your questions from the comment section below to do with zombie storyline, Easter eggs, and I answer them. As always, if you're going to enjoy today's video, you know what to do. Drop a like rating. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest videos on the channel. But let's get into it. Here we go, and enjoy. So today we're going to be answering questions around BO1, BO2, 3, and 4 zombies. There's even a Cold War zombies question in here as well. So the first one of today is from Arthur Morgan, and you say, now who controls the zombies in Blackout? Well, it's pretty obvious that the zombies and the Blackout universe aren't in the same one, but we do have zombies characters in Blackout, so there must be a connection here. And if we listen to the quotes and conversations that our characters have between one another, we can get a pretty decent guess as to what's going on.
Ah, Takeo, sehr gut. I am pleased to see you've joined my delusion. I was getting anxious.
On the contrary, Richtofen, you have joined mine. The spirits apparently wish me to suffer.
Who put you up to this, German? Maxis, Gersh, some other version of you?
Loosen your flight cap, Nikolai. It's compressing your brain. You never take it off, do you?
What brings you here, Richtofen? An Element 115-based delusion, maybe?
Nein, my dear Nikolai. I simply couldn't stand being apart from you for a teensy little second. Before you accuse me, Nikolai, I have nothing to do with our arrival in this place.
Thank Mother Russia for that. Maybe I get extra lucky and somebody shoots you, huh?
So as you just heard from the conversations that Primus have between one another in Blackout, Richtofen explains to Nikolai, Takeo and Dempsey that they are in a delusion. Nikolai mentions Richtofen joining his delusion along with Takeo and Dempsey. We also have the Ultimus crew, the Transit crew, the Chaos characters, but it seems like they are in the Blackout universe because they are all sharing the same delusion. That is one of the side effects of Element 115. It causes you to have delusions which would suggest this isn't real. The characters aren't actually here, or maybe they are. But as you say in your question, we also see zombies in the Blackout universe. Who is controlling them? Well, if this is a delusion, then who knows? No one, maybe Samantha, someone else. Other characters that we play as in the Blackout universe that aren't connected to zombies, just any random operator or specialist character, they see the zombies as well. Is this also a delusion for them? But yeah, we know this doesn't play a part on the zombie storyline, so who's controlling the zombies? I don't think it's anyone. The next question of today from Alex says, will Victis be returning in Black Ops Cold War Zombies? So if you make the connections, at the end of Tag der Toten, Victis were banished to the Dark Aether, and then we come over to our Black Ops Cold War Zombies storyline, where we've been told that it takes place or is linked to the Dark Aether. It seems like the Dark Aether is leaking into our new Zombies universe, so anything that was inside of the Dark Aether, which includes Victis, if things are leaking out of the Dark Aether into Black Ops Cold War Zombies, then what's to say that Victis won't be a part of our new zombie storyline? So far from what we've seen, we have what appears to be Samantha Maxis, possibly also Eddie, and then a bunch of other characters that we know of, such as Woods, Weaver, along with new people as well. The Black Ops Cold War Zombies story is canon. It takes place after Tag der Toten. Everything that happened in BO4, BO3, BO2, BO1 and World at War still took place. All of those events still happened. Black Ops Cold War Zombies is the next chapter after Black Ops 4. We are still in the Aether universe, meaning all of those characters existed. We definitely won't be seeing Primus and Ultimus again because they are dead. In the Tag der Toten ending cutscene, Primus killed themselves. That was the only way, since their souls were binded to the Aether. They were a part of it, it was in their blood. The only way to fully rid of the Aether's influence was to destroy everything that was linked to it. And that meant the Primus and Ultimus versions of Richtofen, Takeo, Nikolai and Dempsey. They also had to die, otherwise the Aether's influence would still exist in them. So now that they are dead and the Tag der Toten universe was destroyed, Richtofen, Takeo, Nikolai and Dempsey no longer exist in any universe. However, the Victis characters, who are Stuhlinger, Misty, Malt and Rustman, still do exist in the Dark Aether. They, along with loads of other things, characters such as Dr. Monty, the Shadow Man, other people we've played as in Zombies, along with our Zombies maps such as Transit, Nacht, Blood of the Dead, all of these things were sent to the Dark Aether. And now we have things starting to leak out of the Dark Aether into this new Zombies universe. That means potentially in the future we could be seeing Victis. And more evidence that points towards this is we have seen things escape from the Dark Aether previously. Back in the beginning in the Great War, it was Primus who banished the apothecants to the Dark Aether, and then hundreds of years later, they ended up escaping. They used element 115 to do that, so if the apothecants could escape the Dark Aether, then so can the Victis characters. And if we go and listen to one of the radios that we had in Classified, at the time when we first heard this would have been at the beginning of Black Ops 4, before we had any of the DLC maps, before we knew what the ending was going to be. This radio from Stuhlinger in Classified made absolutely no sense. We thought, okay, maybe by the end of the game, it will relate to something we've seen, but it didn't, which can only mean that this radio takes place after Black Ops 4 Zombies. This is related to something we have yet to see.
Is this thing on? Richtofen! Hey, Richtofen! You've been gone from my head a really long time. I gotta be honest, I'm freaking out a bit, man. It's so quiet. I can actually hear myself think. Do you know what that's like? It's not nice at all. So, listen, buddy, old pal, we gotta talk. You sent us here, of all places, but you forgot to tell us what to do. It's dark, it's damp, it's just really filthy. I think the roaches are crawling with roaches. How is that even possible? Wait, shoot. Am I even talking to the right Richtofen? Oh, you could be the other one, right? Or the other one. Yeah, you know what? Just go talk to your Richtofen pals at the hoity-toity Ricky Gang Clubhouse and find out what the we're supposed to be doing.
So as you just heard, this phone call in Classified is from Stuhlinger attempting to contact Richtofen. He says, "Hey Richtofen, you've been gone for a really long time. I haven't heard anything from you and I'm freaking out. You sent us here of all places, but you forgot to tell us what to do. It's dark, it's damp, it's really filthy." And then he says, "Wait, shoot, am I even talking to the right Richtofen? It could be the other one or the other one, right? You know what, just talk to your Richtofen pals and find out what we're supposed to be doing." So first off, we know this radio happens after Black Ops 4 Zombies, after TAG, because Stuhlinger mentions him knowing about more than one Richtofen. He only learnt about this in Tag der Toten, which must mean this radio is after TAG. Everything he describes in here about him not having heard from Richtofen for a long time and being trapped in this dark, damp, filthy place, what he's describing sounds like the Dark Aether. It would be dark, it'd be damp, it'd be filthy, and the fact that he says, "Richtofen, I haven't heard from you for a really long time," in that ending cutscene, the very last words Richtofen says to Stuhlinger is, "I am so sorry," and then Richtofen is killed. Victis are sent to the Dark Aether, which would explain why Stuhlinger's at a place that's dark, damp and filthy, and he hasn't heard from Richtofen for a really long time because he's dead. But Stuhlinger doesn't know this because Richtofen never told him. So this radio from Stuhlinger was recorded whilst he is trapped inside of the Dark Aether. We don't know how long after the Tag der Toten ending this happens. The fact that Samuel says he hasn't heard from Richtofen for a really long time suggests that it could be a few weeks or a few months, maybe even a year or two after they were sent to the Dark Aether. But because of the fact that they are very clearly still alive, there is always the chance that they could escape the Dark Aether and enter our new Zombies universe in which Black Ops Cold War Zombies takes place in. So yes, the Transit crew could return, and not only them, other characters that are trapped in here, such as Dr. Monty, the Shadow Man, they could also escape, along with maps as well. Transit was sent to the Dark Aether, that could end up leaking out. That also means we could see Ted again, along with loads of other things. So yeah, that's very, very interesting. I don't think it's something we're going to be seeing quite so soon. For me, it feels like Treyarch want to do some new things, but these characters are always there if they want to revisit them, or if they just want to reference them. Who knows, in D Machine we might hear a radio from Stuhlinger, or from another character we know. We'll just have to wait and see. And I should also mention, whilst I'm still on this topic, even though I've spoken about it quite a few times before, but those 3 Zombies Chronicles 2 remade maps of Transit, Dire Eyes and Buried have been made for a very long time. Those maps are completed, so what Treyarch could do somewhere along the line of the DLC season for Black Ops Cold War Zombies is release Zombies Chronicles 2, where we get the Dark Aether versions of Transit, Dire Eyes and Buried. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section below. So guys, there we go, that is it. That is all I have for you for today's video. As always, hopefully you have enjoyed. If you have, you know what to do. Drop a like rating. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest videos on the channel. Leave your comments and I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, goodbye.